City of champions, East St. Louis is happening. Yeah. Knowledge and wisdom.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Hamilton Dean.
Present.
Councilman Eastern.
Present.
Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Mayor Jackson Hicks.
Present.
We have 3 present and 2 absent.
Thank you. Item 4, presentation of the below listed items. We have item 4A, an ordinance for the mayor and city council to approve the 2016 TIF fund budget amendment number 1. I'd like for the city manager, before we vote, to highlight the amendment.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, as you know, aware, this TIF fund budget amendment addresses some past due contracts that we acquired. Yes, I acquired when I took office. The first thing I did was assess the city and to see what our past obligations were. In my discovery, there were outstanding contracts from 2015 that were left unpaid, and the budget authority was not carried forward into the 2016 year. Since that's the case, the only way that we can pay those contractual obligations to have a TIF fund budget amendment legally in order to pay those. We need a TIF fund budget amendment in order to do so. Therefore, the first month I was here, I put forward this TIF fund budget amendment to council to address the need to pay those outstanding obligations, which at some point may end up in litigation as those business owners have grown impatient with the city as far as a lack of payment on our behalf.
Thank you, city manager. Is there a motion to approve item 4A?
So moved.
I second. It's been moved by Councilman Eastern, seconded by Councilwoman Hamilton Dean. Do we have any questions from council? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Hamilton Dean.
Yes.
Councilman Eastern.
Yes.
Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Mayor Jackson Hicks.
Yes.
We have 3 ayes and 2 absent.
Motion fails. Item 4B, an ordinance for the mayor and city council to approve the 2016 general fund budget amendment number 1. City manager, would you please discuss the general fund budget amendment?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. As part of my assessment when I came to City Hall on April 13th, I looked at various aspects of City Hall that needed direct and immediate action. One of those things that I looked at was that City Hall did not have a backup generator, and that was important for a few reasons. First, if we had any type of catastrophe where we were losing electricity or some type of flood or storm, we would use all of our intellectual capital, per se, that's stored in all of our systems because there's not adequate backup. And more importantly, when disasters happen around the city, we are the point of contact as we operate emergency command posts here at City Hall. So when those disasters happen, we would like to bring the city back into living on track. And we can't effectively do that if we lose power and we don't have a generator in order to keep us backed up. So it was a priority of mine when we put in the general fund budget amendment to make sure that we were able to properly pay for that generator. Now, we've exhausted all other ways as far as how to pay for that generator. We've worked with CDBG funds. We've had meetings with the county as far as whether or not we were able to pay for that generator through those funds, and they told us no. We got building payments from TIF, from the state level, and they told us that we're not able to use TIF funds for the generator. That leaves us with the general fund. And we didn't have the budget authority when I took over to pay for the generator out of the general fund. That's why that particular line item is in the general fund budget amendment. The second thing that's in the general fund budget amendment is our SRO officers, we have made a decision with the police department and our budget with finance department that it's imperative that we bring our student resource officers out of the schools and put them back in the street for public safety purposes and back into patrol. This is for a safety issue, an overtime issue, and other issues along those lines. In order to do that, there was an agreement that was set in place between the school district and the city, in that the school district would basically pay for partially some of those officers' salaries. Now, in order for us to bring them back, which we've already agreed to do with the school district, we've had discussions with the superintendent and his staff in order to do so, and they actually start back tomorrow, I believe. They're scheduled to come back tomorrow. We need budgetary authority in order to pay the salary portion that the school district would have paid out of the general fund. As it stands now, we don't have that allocation, so we're put in a real tough predicament because, you know, it doesn't exist as a line item in our budget. That's why that exists in the budget amendment. Also, in the budget amendment, there's also, we decided, based on manpower issues, it is very important that we hire an additional officer. Currently, we have, I believe, one more officer that's laid off in the police department. And we made a strategic decision after meeting with the chief of police and meeting with other parties that it was important that we finance that officer for public safety purposes. That officer's salary is also in the general fund budget amendment. Additionally, when we looked at the regulatory affairs department and saw that it was basically inadequate as far as the staff and manpower of that department. Currently, we do not have a full-time regulatory affairs director. Gratefully, the chief of fire, Chief Jason Blackman, has been serving new roles as chief of fire and also the chief of regulatory affairs, and we're grateful for his effort. However, this is the department that is the regulatory arm of the city in policing and making sure that we have compliance throughout our city. So I thought it was very important in immediate action that we needed to take to hire a regulatory affairs director. Now, my predecessor had basically taken that line item out of the budget. In order for us to pay that salary for that regulatory affairs director, we needed a budget amendment to the general fund in order to hire that person. There was additional personnel that I would add to regulatory affairs in order to make the department solvent and effective. There's software that we need in order to track the tickets and citations that's in the general fund budget amendment. So my idea for the general fund budget amendment was to address the immediate issues that I had ascertained and discerned when I took office in order to make sure that City Hall could move in the right direction and move the city forward. There's no fluff, and there's no fluff in the general fund budget amendment. I had budgetary authority to build maintenance in order for us to fix the building. I had funds to our other contractual in the city manager's office in order for us to go out and get contractual work on an as-needed basis, as I am running out of budget authority to generally operate the building. So the general fund budget amendment is a good thing for the citizens of East St. Louis, and at this point, it is hard to move the city forward without the budget authority I need in order to do the necessary tasks I have to do.
Thank you, City Manager.
City Manager. City Manager. So this is a little bit unorthodox for us to go and, bring in personnel and this, normally we are used to doing a reduction. So what is your theology behind doing this way?
Well, it's my position that we can't cut our way out of this problem. And I believe the traditional route has been that we make reductions and we cut as much as we can. But I am in the position, or in the way that I see things, that we cannot operate effectively without the proper staffing that I've identified in the general fund budget amendment. So even if I were to cut more people, I could cut everybody in City Hall, we would still be in the financial strength that we were in. So since that is the case, my position is that we hire the people that we need in order to be effective. That allows us to get compliance throughout the city, and it increases public safety, and it also decreases non-compliance with our code and our laws. And that's my position generally. I think there are some other positions that council and our finance department is looking at as far as how do we address our deficit issue. But I think those things are very independent, because we have public safety issues right now that must be addressed. If not, the citizens are always going to be at risk.
So, I just want to be clear. So in layman's terms, you're saying that basically this is the best way to go at this juncture to bring these people in, and I just want to also be clear for the citizens. When I look at my narrative, I'm only seeing a regulatory affairs person that's being added. Actually, that position is not necessarily being added because it's already there. It's just being funded, correct? When I say that, I'm talking about the director.
Sure, the director position was actually removed completely from the budget.
Okay.
Why, I have no idea.
Okay, then also with that is an additional code enforcement inspector, okay, which is eliminating the electrical inspector position, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just reading the narrative of this for the citizens to understand. And then we have, okay, so I don't really see, so I only see three with the additional officer that's being hired. So there's only 3 positions that's being added into there with the addition of making the maintenance person full-time because just for cleanliness of the building, correct?
That's correct.
And we already have a person that's part-time here, correct?
And we're making it person.
We're just making it full-time.
Yes.
So we're really only adding, again, 3 positions.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any other questions at this time. Mayor?
Do you have any more comments from City Council? Well, I would just like to say that I have to concur with the city manager that there are certain positions that we have to have in place in order for the city to be effective, in order for us to move forward. You cannot cut yourself to death to where you disable the municipality and its ability to properly enforce those things that are very important to be enforced, like code enforcement. Anybody who drives downtown can see why we need code enforcement. You have weeds, you have all this property, you have land coming to City Hall that is not owned by the city, but they're owned by private owners. And we cannot enforce code if we don't have people in there to enforce it. So these things, this moving forward is going to be very crucial for us to be able to implement those laws and codes that need to be implemented. City manager.
Sure, the last thing I guess I would like to add as far as the 2015 budget amendment, this budget amendment, it also adds budget authority for a 2015 audit. Currently, we don't have the budget authority for that particular audit. We only have money allocated for the 2014 audit, but the 2015 audit is due this year as well. So that's one more thing that's allocated in the budget amendment just for full disclosure purposes.
Again, it's very crucial for us to have these audits so that we can be financially responsible, and we can move forward as a city. We can't get updated on our audits or anything if we don't have this budget amendment. Okay.
Mayor?
Councilman.
My next question is for Budget Director, Mr. Bennett. So this is like, again, a different formula that we're normally used to using, Mr. Bennett. This is a different formula that we're normally used to using, So in your opinion, since you've been here with previous city managers in a normal format, we're not cutting, we're actually adding, we're not really adding 3 positions. So what's the position of budget and finance?
My position is budget. As it relates to the deficit, I think city manager is right on point. Typically in the past, it's always been the approach to, okay, cut. And when you cut, you're cutting police, you're cutting, you're cutting fire, you're cutting personnel. And when he came in, his approach was like, hey, look, you can't cut your way out of this, so we might as well go ahead and get the biggest bang for our buck as it relates to getting the city compliant and utilizing all the resources that we have to make the city, really the best that it can be while we deal with the deficit, because the deficit of 6.6 million, I mean, you can't cut your way out of that. So, from a financial standpoint and a budget standpoint, we still want to have the deficit that we have as it relates to making these changes, but we'll be moving in a positive direction as it relates to what we need to do for us pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps. Public safety continues to be an issue with overtime, so cutting police is not going to be a good thing. We already have a contract with the fire department, basically saying that we're not going to cut them off, lay off any of them. So, and then there's the needs of the building, building maintenance. Last week we had a HVAC issue. That's more money that we need to put into the building maintenance department. The generators is a key issue that we need as it relates to the PSAP and the telecommunication department. So a lot of those things we kind of dealt with, we talked about or discussed last year, but because we were so, really in, I guess, kind of thrown back by the amount of the deficit and what have you, we just didn't throw all of that stuff into the budget. And the city manager's direction, once again, is we can't cut our way out. So my whole thing is I've always worked under the direction of the city manager and saying, hey, whatever you want to do, if it makes sense, I'm willing to, stand by it with my opinion, and I think that this is a good way to go.
Okay. Also, I want to make it clear too, so we're including $192,000 back payout for fire's back pay.
Right.
Explain that.
That right there was an oversight in the 2016 budget. I think we agreed to that contract late in the year, and we said that we were going to pay them in March, and we're just basically adding that back in. We've already made the payment and everything like that. We just need to basically shore up the budget line item.
Okay. So again,
In addition to that, I don't want everybody thinking that, okay, we're just adding to the budget without having some type of cost savings. There are cost savings in this budget amendment, such as $251,000 from a reduction in health costs, insurance premiums, and there's also additional salary cost savings that we have as it relates to this budget for positions that we had that weren't funded for the entire year. Like, so say for instance, the purchasing position. That position wasn't filled until I want to say April when the new city manager came on. So those savings were actually addressed and adjusted within this budget amendment as well. A couple other positions that weren't from the part-time building maintenance position that we were talking about. That position wasn't funded, the person who was in that position was terminated at the beginning of the year. So those were cost savings that we had until we filled that position, I think, in April or May as well.
okay. So like, and I'm just going to go with it just for argument's sake, Mayor. It's okay. When I look, because I've been hearing it, and I know I've read it several times, and I've read it over and over again. I was approaching saying that we're going to be adding 6 positions into this budget. Okay, but when I look at this budget, I do not see 6 positions being added into any department. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I don't want anything hidden in here that I didn't see. Okay. But I know I read it back and forth and back and up, but I just want to be clear on the record. All right.
I have a question about the insurance savings.
Yes.
How was that determined?
The savings?
Yes.
The savings was determined based off of what we would have paid or have to pay for health insurance at a $500 a $500 deductible versus the $2,500 deductible that we actually went up to with the city's insurance plan for 2016.
I guess I really don't understand that.
So-
So the deductible went from $500 annually?
No, it went from 500, previously, the city had, city employees had a $500 deductible with their insurance plan. So when we went into negotiations with our insurance carrier, it was, the previous city manager stated he wanted to save some costs on that, and the only way that you can save costs would be by increasing the deductible. So the deductible went from $500 to $2,500, which actually saved the city $251,000 in premium costs that we would have to pay on an annual basis. Keep in mind, the city pays 100% of all of its employees' health insurance.
So excuse me, if I may. So that's saying that, if a personnel, so they're going to a doctor position, instead of them paying $500 for the first, up to whatever they could obligate to pay $2,500.
Right, and that's more so for your, like, your major incidents and different
Like
things.
surgeries and such like that?
Yes.
Okay. And that's across the board, correct?
Across the board.
Okay, but the city does pay 100% of all
Health
employees, health insurance employees, but then the family members, there's a cost,
There's a cost to the employee.
there's a cost to the employees.
Correct.
Okay. So are we looking into a different mechanism for that? Us paying 100% of the employees' insurance for the upcoming budget, 2017?
That is something that's on the table, and as you guys are aware of, that 100% is in our union contracts with the police and the fire, and that's something that we're going to be discussing once we start negotiating contract.
All right.
Do we have any further questions or comments from council? Is there a...
I do got one more question.
Okay,
So,
Councilman.
what impact, financial or fiscal responsibility, impact does this have on the city I know, I won't say every day, but as it's prolonged? How does this help us versus, and hurt us?
As it relates to the budget, not, the budget amendment, not, well, the first thing that you're gonna have, the litigation on the TIF side. That's the first thing. The second thing, as it relates to possible litigation, the second thing as it relates to the general fund budget is that we're running out of spending authority in several line items to get things that we need to get done to take care of our immediate needs as it relates to the city and city hall. And we won't be able to get those things approved or done without having that additional budget authority. One of the things that city manager, and I think that you guys are aware of, is, let's say, a grant writer. That's also under other contractual, and it's like those type of things where we need to go after and get money. This budget amendment will help us to go procure those type of services for us to go out and try to get different grant dollars and different things of that nature to help us deal with some infrastructure needs and other things that we need to take care of in the city. We won't be able to do those things without this particular budget amendment.
So you're saying the city of our size and our capital that we currently do not have a grant writer, correct?
No.
I know that, I'm just making that clear for the citizens, so we're trying to ascertain the grant writer, right? And that's kind of tied into this budget.
Correct.
Do we have any further questions or comments from council? Is there a motion to approve item 4B?
I'll make a motion to approve this budget amendment.
I second. It's been moved by Councilman Eastern, seconded by Councilman Dean. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Hamilton Dean.
Yes.
Councilman Eastern.
Yes.
Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Mayor Jackson Hicks.
Yes.
We have 3 ayes and 2 nays.
Motion fails. Item 4C, a resolution to appoint a member to the planning commission to fill the vacancy.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I second. Been moved by Councilman Eastern, seconded by Councilwoman Dean. we have Frank Smith being replaced by Mr. Lorenzo Savage.
Mayor,
Madam Clerk.
once you approve this, we need to start putting the person's name and addresses on these documents, because we have to get in contact with these people so they can take the open meetings test and also the freedom of information test through the U.S. Attorney's Office. It has to be on file. And so if you could do that, we would really appreciate it, because we don't have any way of knowing how to contact.
Sure. That's been noted. We will add the address.
Yes, name, address, and a telephone number, so we know how to contact them, because they have to take, any boards now, under state legislation, they have to take the OMA. And someone on that board has to be a freedom of information officer also, so they need to take both of them, so they can get a clear understanding for themselves.
Thank you, Madam
And
Clerk.
the certificate has to come back to the city clerk's office on file showing that they did take it.
Okay. Thank you. So that's been duly noted. We will add the address and also phone number here. I don't know why they wouldn't know. Is there a motion to approve item 4C?
Make the motion to approve item 4C.
We already have a motion in a second.
Oh, we did? I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Hamilton Dean,
Yes.
Councilman Easter.
Yes.
Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Mayor Jackson Hicks.
Yes.
You have 3 ayes and 2 absent.
Motion passes. Item 4B, a resolution to appoint members to the Cable Advisory Board and to set forth terms of expiration. Is there a motion to approve? Are we going to do that now?
You can, I've just got a vacant page.
Yeah, it's vacant. We don't have any.
I mean, we got the names, but she didn't get a chance to add them in, so since we're gonna have to have another, we can just move to the next meeting.
Yeah, we're going to table this because there's some more work that needs to be done on this legislation, but it is forthcoming. Item 4E, we don't have that.
It goes with 4D.
You go before the.
Actually,
Yes.
yeah, I would be in the position to let the cable board, get his bylaws and stuff like that together, because I know that, they had their own, because it's been inactive for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it predates me.
And me as well.
So I would be out of line if I would try to, instill something,
Okay, well, we'll work a little bit more on that and come back with it. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Mosley, Councilman Dean, Hamilton Dean,
Yes.
Councilman Easter.
Yes.
Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Councilman Greenwood, Mayor Jackson Hicks.
Yes.
You have 3 ayes and 2 absent.
Meeting adjourned. Then I ask the question, is it okay?
Yeah, the meeting is over.
Okay. What I want to know is when they don't show up like this for a meeting, that's just like if I don't show up for my job, which I'm retired now. They can terminate me. What about these people right here? Three meetings you guys have had, and they have not showed up. Is there anything that says that they can be taken off the council because they're not showing up for these meetings? We do have council rules, Ms. Henderson, that we're going to, we do have council rules that we're going to review. Council can be absent if there's a specific reason for the absence and they've submitted that reason. But yes, there are rules that pertain to council members missing meetings. Okay, I just want to make sure because it looks like we got to try to do something that's positive for the city. And the city manager seems to be doing a good job as far as our fire or policemen is concerned. And we need that safety. But what I'm talking about is these people not showing up. we can be sued, the city can be sued if they don't pay their bills, right?
This is right.
So, they need to show up.